anything. I was going to be like, John, you're wearing a hat right now. And that's a cap.
Caps off, bud.
Caps off. This is episode 7. The caps have been off for 7 hours or so. We have our first official guest.
Yeah.
We had a bid that we were going to do, but I'm not really remembering.
Wow.
I'm not super remembering. And, it's hard to hype her up. So
True.
it's just John's wife again.
It's John's wife again.
Surprise.
We've had her.
guest.
We've had her on before, but not like, hey, sit down and have a. She'll just like walk in and we'll be like, yeah.
Sure, whatever, I guess.
And she'll be like a quiet voice in the background.
Until something piques her interest, and then she pipes in eventually.
Yeah.
True.
So this time it's a planned effort. Starting it off, I was keeping this from you because I wanted to talk to you about it. I watched Pulp Fiction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, finally.
About time.
Like the day after we recorded episode 6. I got a DiGiorno pizza from Walmart. I went home.
Really buckling down.
I made myself a pizza and I sat down and I
what kind?
decided to just watch it. What? It was Supreme.
Supreme?
I love Supreme.
Great choice. With mushrooms?
I don't think there are mushrooms on it. No.
Good. No mushrooms.
But I'm a sucker for those big pizzas that are lots of toppings. Why are we talking about this? There's so many better things to talk about. I had like 3.
Because I knew you would have that reaction if I made you delve into it. We're looking at the completely wrong part of the story.
Like 2 or 3 jumping off points from Pulp Fiction, and I'm sitting here talking about my favorite kind of pizza.
I love Supreme.
Me too. Okay, stop.
Not just like usually. Sometimes people do Supreme with like just the green bell peppers. I like a green and a red. Always onion, always sausage. I'm not big on. Some people put ham on their Supreme. I'm not big with that either.
Domino's,
you know I hate.
Well, for the extravaganza.
Oh, fuck with him.
You know I hate mushrooms. So.
No caps. No mushroom caps.
So Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. I guess starting off because I don't remember the second point, and I'm not really wanting to read through this.
Starring so many people.
So many people.
Bruce Willis, John Travolta.
Yeah. I didn't even know Bruce Willis was ever in it. Because all the memes and stuff were of John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
And then he popped up in like the credits, and I was like, whoa, wonder how big his role is. And it was a huge fucking role.
Pretty much the latter part of the movie.
Great movie. Fantastic. I really appreciate it. It was very, very Tarantino. Here are a couple different plots that just run simultaneously, and the movie's about where they intersect.
Very,
I like
very
that.
well done.
Very well done.
I have liked that movie since I was like a child. Obviously, I don't remember what year it came out, but like very, very young.
Yeah.
Like diapers. Asking my mother to put the VHS of Pulp Fiction in so we
She's
could
like,
watch it.
You kids.
Yeah. And there's literally, oh God, what's that? The guy who plays the boss.
Oh, I couldn't tell you what his name is.
God.
He looked like the guy from Lilo and Stitch, though.
Yeah, he looks like Bubbles. Detective Bubbles. He really does. I feel like as much as I love this movie, I should know what his name is. Either way, the guy that gets raped.
Right. That.
Brutally raped in a room for a while. It's just like...
Spoiler alert.
Yes, it's been out for years. It can't be much.
I hadn't seen it.
I just saw it this year, so...
It's one of the 9!
Oh, that's another thing I wanted to bring up. You haven't seen Inglourious Bastards. It's one of the 9.
Yeah.
It's one of the 9.
I haven't even seen the most recent one of the 9.
Which I think you're missing out.
The
I think
9.
that might be the greatest movie of 2019. At least my favorite so far. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off before making that official decision, or review everything after Star Wars has come out. And Spies in Disguise, God forbid.
What did you think of Pulp Fiction? Because I made you watch it not long before Trevor picked up on it.
I mean, I liked it. I don't know.
What the fuck are you pointing at?
The song.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right.
You liked it? That's all you have to say about it?
I don't know.
All right. So anyway, yeah, I watched Pulp Fiction. I really, really much enjoyed it.
So right off the bat, one of the greatest scenes in film history is the majority of the scenes that involve John Travolta and Uma Thurman.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were going to say, because I thought that entire intro scene was amazing. Just the dialogue heavy,
with
the foot rubs.
Sam Jackson. Yeah.
And then leading
what
into...
kind of burger is that?
And, oh, God, it's like every single time, almost every line he has,
tasty burger.
I just had, like, cheered, because I was like, yeah, that's the meme. That's the meme line.
I fucking love that scene. But no.
Yeah, I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing either.
That's
Go
great.
Sam.
But just the when they're dancing to Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
What could you want more out of film than that?
She fucking ODs.
Yes.
I was like really rooting
so
for him. I was like, yeah, man, get out of there. Have a good time. And he walks out, and she's like on the fucking ground. I was like, great.
Fucking nose bleeding and shit.
I was like, great.
It's
another problem.
It's the perfect pairing of two, like, really, like, there's a lot going on in both of these scenes.
Yes.
And then that's just the scene of him, like, trying to talk himself out of staying any longer than he should because this is his boss's wife.
Yeah.
So,
I think my favorite scene is when they're driving back, like, from his friend's house after he's giving her the shot in the chest, and they're just awkwardly sitting in the car.
I don't know if there were any characters that I looked at in that one that I was like, that's me. I want to be that guy.
You don't think you're the guy that somebody brings a fucking broad to that's ODing?
I figured that was, like, the closest, but he had a lot of sketchy shit going on. I was like, that's not quite me, Like Cliff Booth in the new one, I was like Brad Pitt's character, who you're not a fan of.
Right.
I watched that movie, and I was like, holy shit, dude. I could take that road, and I'd be A-okay. I'd be 100% okay. Not sure if he killed his wife or whatever, but it's fine.
I wish I would have watched it again more recently if I knew you were going to be bringing it up. But tell me what else you thought about the film.
I thought it was, like I said, plot-wise, I have a lot of, I think, I love the way that Quentin Tarantino doesn't do linear storytelling.
Yeah.
He just starts at a really fun point, and it's like, all right, well, now here's everything you need to know, and, just piece it together. And he does it in a way that's not, like, fucking dumb, where you can figure out the whole thing, like, halfway through the movie. But there was one thing that I do with a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies, because I want to veer it off, because there's some of our audience that's, like, doesn't watch a bunch of movies, and they're just like, can you shut the fuck up? Talk about something funny.
Do the laugh thing.
So, what I do for a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies is I'll sit through, because he has a great taste in music, a fantastic taste in music, and so I'll sit through, and when I hear a song I really enjoy, I'll just get on my phone and do the Shazam, and find out what song that is so I can listen to it on my own. And I'll throw in, like, a little Tarantino playlist, because it'll have, like, a certain mood. All of them have a certain feel.
Right.
And I recently got a new a pre-workout for when I obviously go work out. And I was, like, trying it, and I was supposed to be, like, really strong, so I was like, okay, well, I'll try it. I put a little scoop in my water, and as I was doing it, like one of the songs in the little Tarantino playlist came on, and I was like, this seems right. This seems nice. This seems fitting. And I'm really hoping that laugh isn't like you beat me to the joke. But
no.
Okay, great. Because as I was preparing it, I finished it, and I took the pre-workout, I was waiting for it to set in, I realized which film and what movie the song was from. Mm-hmm. It's from the heroin scene in Pulp Fiction. And I was like, this feels right. It's like fucking so
I love it.
Yeah, that stuff really does work. Like, I felt like black suited Spider-Man. I started, like, clenching my fist. I was like, I can punch through the wall right now. So
that's great. So I've been thinking.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. We're coming off the heels of R.I.P. Donald.
We are.
Which was a very strong episode for Caps Off.
Yeah. Are you going to bring up what happened recently? I texted you guys about it. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Go on.
Oh no! We can circle back to that.
Okay.
But I might
want to save it so I have a little something more to go with it.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. Go on.
So I was thinking, I feel like we could actually get something, the ball rolling maybe a little bit using that R.I.P. Donald episode. But the problem is like we have a good content, just don't have all these people that need to see it,
right?
Or seeing it. You know what I mean? So I think we need to do some. Now this is just rolling off my head.
Okay. All right.
Some daring stuff. Okay.
I'll post a nude on Twitter.
I've been looking into ways that other, for lack of better terms, YouTubers have been getting popular. Mm-hmm. And I kind of made I jotted down a list. I don't have the list with me. I mostly have it in my head. But I thought I'd maybe run a few ideas past you guys.
Okay. Yeah.
And just bounce them off you and see how we... Okay, so idea number one. There is this forest in Japan.
No.
Do you have any green alien bats?
Oh my fucking god.
There's this forest in Japan, okay? Bear with me. This forest is widely known for a specific thing. It's not like, your average forest, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me
this
more
forest
about
is
this
known
forest.
for many people home to Japan going and committing suicide.
Is this not... Is this a serious pitch?
Does my face not look serious?
What are you saying? We go to the suicide forest in Japan like Logan Paul?
We'll just trash that idea.
Okay, alright, sounds good. You carried that for so long. I was like, John, no. Yeah. We're not going to Japan.
My next idea.
I hate them. I hate those people.
So I think...
Sorry, go on.
I think something... We might be thinking a little bit too hard, right? So we simplify it a little bit. A real quick video, something kind of right to the point. Not a lot of money or effects go into it. I say we get costumes, right?
Right.
Like a fruit. Doesn't really matter what fruit it is, but I'm feeling banana.
Both of us?
Yes.
I was feeling grape.
No.
No? All right, finish the idea and then we'll decide.
Bananas. Okay, so then
oh my god.
all we gotta do is just make a tune or something
Yeah.
and do a dance as the bananas. The internet will fucking eat that shit up, okay?
Lyrics wise, what are we looking at?
Like I said, we just keep it simple.
Okay.
Just stick to the banana thing.
Bunch of grapes. I'm a bunch of grapes. I'm a bunch of grapes.
That just doesn't roll off.
Look at me flow. No? We'll brainstorm. We'll work on that.
Okay.
We'll make it perfect.
We'll put that one on the back burner. But there's more to it.
Okay.
We can't just do that. We have to wait for that video to get out. Obviously, the internet's going to love it.
Of course. No doubt.
And then we have to groom a bunch of children just long enough for people to catch on to it, right? Somewhere in there we have to make a Patreon. And then when people find out, that Patreon will be shut down, and then we can make even more crazy videos.
Okay.
And then people will come listen to the podcast because it'll be on the same channel.
Right.
It's all that crazy. Did I lose you after the fruit video?
No. I'm listening. Yeah, I'm enjoying.
So what do you think?
Hate it. Next idea.
Do you ever take baths?
Baths.
Like sitting down in the tub full of water and bathe in it.
3 times.
3 times?
Yeah.
Ever?
A month.
Okay. Have you ever thought of maybe taking some of the water that you bathe in and using it as maybe a promotional item? Boost your name up?
Like a tub full iPhone 11s.
iPhone 11s?
I don't know. Because you game, right? You're
I
a gamer?
game, yeah.
Yeah. So
I have
gamer.
played chess.
Right.
Yeah.
Gamer boy.
Shoots and ladders.
Bath water, shower water. Those are real games, actually.
Okay, but so the plumbing went out a few months ago.
Okay.
I've been just kind of hosing off in the backyard.
That might be an issue.
So
because how we're going to collect that,
Well, we live in the desert.
We do.
Water doesn't immediately soak into the ground, so we have a few seconds before we can just scoop some of it up.
Yeah.
There might be some rocks and sand.
Do you have a vacuum? We can vacuum the water.
Okay.
All right. Great.
I feel like these sounded a lot better in my head.
Yeah.
Are they not getting the traction we need? Okay, what if I pick a fight with an MMA star?
What if you did?
And I just train for a while.
Right.
And then I fight him. And then it kind of is a draw. And then we fight again. And then I throw the match for the money.
You're kind of...
Then people will come listen to our podcast.
You're kind of copying me from how I want to desperately fight Seth Rogen.
What do you have against Seth Rogen?
I just think I want to fight him. What happened? What the fuck? Oh, no, because I watched a movie. It was some dumb fucking movie that my dad was watching. And I saw a little clip, and he said a line that was, like, ripped, I think, almost straight out of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So I Googled it to see which one came first, and it was that movie. And I was like, okay, you know what? And if I could remember this, it might have not even been Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Either way, I remember hearing that, and I was like, what a bitch, dude. I'm going to take Seth Rogen. So...
What does Seth Rogen have to do with Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
He ripped the line out of it.
Oh my god.
So...
And you're sure Diary of a Wimpy Kid came out first?
I'm pretty sure. It might not have been Diary of a Wimpy Kid, like I said. It's just... this is just... Look, man, I don't make the rules. I just play the game.
That's
This
all
is the
I
law
had
of the jungle.
for now for my ideas on how to boost our listener base,
Yeah.
I guess. You guys didn't seem very receptive. I didn't see you guys coming up with any ideas, so...
Yeah. So... Okay. Sport. We will take those into consideration.
Okay.
Put those in the vault.
Yes. So we'll see you next time, champ. So anyway,
Dinner.
Fuck. All right, I got stories.
Have a lot of knowledge around basically what I was just talking about. What's the guy? What's his name? Onion Boy.
Onion Boy. Yeah.
He's the guy who grooms children.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that at all? Are you familiar with what we're talking
not.
about?
No, that one went over my head.
Alyssa, you want to fill this boy in?
I got all the
Onion
others,
Boy?
but so do you know who Onision is?
I've heard the name.
Okay, so he's the I'm a banana guy.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Great. I know exactly who that is.
He had this video.
Jamie, pull that shit up.
And it blew up, and he got this big head about how he's internet famous.
Yeah.
But
he hasn't been since 2005.
Exactly. Irrelevant. He's got this
But apparently still putting out content.
Yeah, he has a Patreon. Well, he had a Patreon.
Poor guy.
And he does YouTube videos still, and he has a Twitter following, and every single tweet he sends out is the most disgusting things you don't want to see a 30-something-year-old man tweeting.
I'm pulling that shit up.
Oh, it's
Call me Jamie.
juicy. It's juicy.
Is it just Onision?
Yeah.
Hey, what the fuck? There we go. The legend.
The legend, yeah, he's the legend. So he basically, his type is young girls who are close to 18 that he can kind of manipulate into being the kind of girl he wants, and then when they're 18, he makes whatever. Chris Hansen's involved with it right now.
He fucking better be. Holy shit! Get that shit. Get him around here. I was about to say, where was Chris Hansen?
This dude doesn't even have a show anymore. He has a YouTube channel. He got on him so quick, and he's got the FBI involved. He's got the police involved. He's got witnesses and these victims who are coming forward.
Thoughts and prayers for your pussy to have a speedy recovery.
Yep.
Love you, babe. Fuck.
So him and his wife are grooming children to be in their weird relationship, and then they are just manipulative and abusive to these girls, and they eventually just they toss them aside and get the next one. You know what I'm saying? So he is posting these videos online of him just absolutely melting down about it. And
they're pretty wild. I feel like you've probably come across
banned.
one or two of them before.
Oh god, they're incredible. I know that he's basically. I think the whole thing is like a ploy so that when he does go to trial, he can plead insanity. Because they're fucking crazy. Like they're horrible.
Oh, god.
And he does dumb shit.
Reading
like
those made me feel dirty.
Doesn't it? It's disgusting. He's like a 30-something-year-old man, and the fucking one reaction video, he like pours kombucha all over himself and is like, "Is this what you want? Is this what you want?"
Wow. So you guys are so into yourselves, like you are so committed to censoring innocent people that you're just gonna go and try to get my Patreon deleted now. Oh, you have an opinion of me, so you're just gonna try and ruin my entire career. Really? Is that what you're going to do?
If you want to see what we're seeing, if you're interested in the video, it's just called Wow.
The cops are all
is it on his
Literally
channel?
Just
It's probably on
it's
his
his
channel.
on his channel.
So what
It's not called
do?
Onion Boy,
Oh,
though.
well, our opinions have been invalidated so many times that we're gonna disable his Patreon.
Okay. Patreon.
Wow. He would really do that.
God.
You have to keep watching.
It's so long.
No.
Well, you skip forward to the end, I guess. It's only like 2 minutes.
That's a lot.
This is a grown man. This is a grown man.
I watched this and I was like, this isn't real.
I love kombucha.
The fuck is kombucha?
It's like fermented juice. It's good for you, I guess.
Okay.
Drinks like pee and smells even worse.
What?
It tastes terrible. Because it's fermented.
Why is he drinking it?
He's not drinking it. He's pouring it all over himself to be dramatic.
Okay, why does he have it?
I don't know. He probably drinks it. Let me ask him. Hey, Onion Boy, why do you have so much kombucha?
What am I gonna do? I'm covered in kombucha, and I have no more Patreon.
I hate you! You were my brother, Anakin!
It's a very disturbing
I loved you.
situation.
Yeah.
He's terrifying.
It really seemed like he was just trying to be funny.
He is. He thinks the whole thing's funny. He thinks it's a joke because the FBI hasn't immediately come to his house. He thinks that it's not real. Like, it takes so long for them to, like, go through an investigation.
I feel like that was a lot of playing up, though, in the video.
Oh, yeah. No, he's being very dramatic. I have a theory. I think the whole thing is a ploy so that when the thing goes to trial, he can be like, plead insanity. Like, obviously, this guy is off his fucking rocker. Look at him. Like, he's posting these things on the internet.
He would have to not be doing that on purpose.
He's definitely doing it on purpose. Like,
but it doesn't look vintage, you know. It doesn't look
kosher. It's not kosher.
It's not kosher.
This way, he's like famous again because
he
was dead.
Him so much.
I was about to say because I've heard the name, you know, but I hadn't heard anything about, you know, for years, like 10 years, I hadn't heard anything about that. I didn't know he was still doing anything. He was just, haha. Remember that video?
I don't know why anyone would give a fuck, honestly.
Yeah, that was rough. That was a tough watch, honestly.
He's literally getting what he wants by us just talking about it right now.
Yeah.
Did he just come out with like another one?
I think
where he melted down like that?
There's a couple, I think, but
He's just gonna do this like once or twice a week?
Every time something new pops up into it, he gets pissed and he posts this video.
We should do that. Like our first.
That's what we should do. We should
first comment on a video. We should just like fucking like, oh, we got a comment.
Yeah.
And then that will get people to our channel. I'm just trying to get.
Right.
Just think people should listen to just episode Rip Donald. That's the only one I think people should listen to.
Talking about how good it is, we're not gonna make one as good as it. I want this one to be good.
We jumped the shark with Donald, and I think it's your fault.
I think it's your fault.
All right, we're 24.7 minutes in. From here on out, best podcast ever. All right.
100%.
We'll leave Onision in the past. I won't forget that. I missed
no more
20 minutes ago when I didn't know what was going on. From here on out,
no more Onion Boy.
We're good. We will not mention OB.
Speaking of OB, my blood type.
That's not a blood type.
Did you say you had more things?
I do, yeah. Not much to jump off of, like, from what we were talking about. Speaking of OB, oh boy.
Oh boy.
So, I was at Walmart the other day, naturally.
Right.
And I walked past this little aisle, and they had these, like you remember those little triangle games with the, like, pegs, the little, like, golf tees?
Yes.
You ever been to, like, a Cracker Barrel?
Yeah.
So I saw one of those. They were
a Cracker Barrel.
all of us mentioned Cracker Barrel. I think that's universal. That's like I could meet somebody completely new and be like, "Hey, you know that game they have at Cracker Barrel?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." So I saw one of those, and they were selling it at Walmart, and my immediate reaction was, "Oh, I remember these." I walked up, and it was literally great value, nostalgic games. And I was like, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck you. I'm not buying your shit. I was gonna buy it. And then it said nostalgic games and called me out on my little,
That game's funny because it's one of those games where I completely forget how to play it until I'm faced with playing it again. I could not tell you right now how to even start playing that game. I have to relearn it every time I go to a Cracker Barrel.
We have a copy at my house. My family. We have one somewhere. My dad prides himself on being able to do it every time because you just do the same moves every time. It's like 10 moves to memorize. It's not difficult, but he's like, yeah.
I'm a pro.
Exactly. Like to see someone beat me at this.
Yeah.
One player game.
He's good at solitaire too.
I don't know, I haven't seen him play solitaire, but he's really good at Minesweeper. All right, back to it.
I have hemorrhoids.
All right. Now it's out there. Still gonna upload this. Yeah, no, we had to take a little break there. It's all right. The vibes got thrown a little off.
I did a little vibe check.
No biggie.
Yeah.
I want to get your guys' opinion on something that happened just recently.
Okay.
I was at work, and I work at a place that is owned by a woman, and her husband works there.
Whoa.
Like, right? How fucking crazy. So what do you think?
Legal?
What do you think of that? Bad? Good? Thumbs up? Thumbs down?
So bad.
Stone her.
Anyway, it's owned by a woman, and then she's married to the guy. I don't want to say it's owned by both of them, because she does all the work, and he's such a fucking...
Where's the pants?
She definitely does.
Incredible. Is that legal?
So anyway, they were gonna they were standing on either side of me, and I was just like at the register doing something. The last customer just walked away, and I'm gonna change his name to like, I don't know, some fucking old Ethan. That's not an old name, whatever. So say his name's Ethan, right?
Yeah.
So and she like, you know, called across from me like, hey Ethan, is there anything you want to drink? And he was just like, what'd you just call me? And I like my eyes widened and I started listening, but I was like, it's not weird yet. And then it got weirder in like the next 2 seconds because I heard her like whispering like, I'm sorry. I was like,
dead name him?
What the fuck? Is he gonna hit her? Like, you gotta start telling people I own this place too.
God.
Yeah, no, but I don't know. I just want to know like what you guys thought might be going on there, because first thing I was like, his name is. She said his name.
She dead named him.
What is that?
Maybe he's trans, and he's a she, and he's confided in her.
Oh, if you know this man.
They've opened their heart and told him, this is how I feel. This is what I want you to call me, and then in public. She shamed them.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew this man. I have heard he's not a.
He's a man's man.
He's very much a man's man.
Right.
He told me, him being a married man, he pulled me aside and was like, hey, when I first started, hey, this job can be a lot of fun if you're single. So.
Maybe it's a kink thing.
Maybe.
What did he mean by that?
I think he was strongly implying that.
Hit on all of our customers,
yes.
Please.
Everyone who comes along, if you find them even remotely attractive,
dial it
back,
up.
you know?
Dial it up.
The office is as much yours as it is mine.
God, maybe it's a kink thing. Maybe he's only
Even
calling master in public.
Fucking no, because I've heard her say it before, and he had no issue, but he just perked up and was like, "What was that?" And it was totally serious as she started apologizing in a tone that she didn't think I could hear, even though she was talking across me. She was just trying to mouth it. I was fucking eyes wide. I was like, let's just keep doing my little register job. Why don't we count the money in the middle of the day? That sounds great. Sounds like a good time.
Is there enough money in here? 1,
Let me
2,
count
3
the pop.
pennies for.
So, yeah.
I don't know. It sounds very odd to me.
Yeah, fucking.
How dare you address me by my first name in public? In front of the boy.
He thought my name was Gavin.
Yeah.
I had him going.
That illusion.
I had him going.
Thanks.
I'm really fucking perplexed by that. I honestly have no idea what to say.
Right? Me neither. I was really hoping I could bring it to somebody and you guys would offer some insight.
Struggling to come up with a comment for that.
Yeah, anything that makes even a little bit of amount of sense.
Away.
As
just
why?
Up.
I'm blown.
What was that one? What was that other thing that one of your coworkers said to you about the theaters, being alone with a date?
I'm not sure.
He was he was strongly implying you could fuck some girl in one of these movie theaters.
There was no implication. It was straight up.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he told me he's caught plenty of people doing it. You know,
Customers, just not
right. Not like some employee that he had to take in the back and shoot in the fucking head.
Damn it, George!
How many times? All right, one more of those and you're fired.
I'm up here loading the popcorn and you're getting laid.
Why didn't you invite me?
Yeah, for real, rude.
But yeah, no, because he was oh yeah, dude, I've caught customers doing it all the time. You always have to go in. I don't take them out of the movie. I just have to go in every 3 minutes with a flashlight to make sure they're not doing it. And they don't
Does he catch full on intercourse?
Naked, on the ground.
Holy fuck!
I have never caught anything like that. But yeah, he was like
joking, right?
No, and he was just well,
oh my god.
And he was thinking because there's so many that I caught on the tail end or right at the beginning, but I'll go an entire movie without walking in the theater.
It's one thing to be
he's imagine how many
off in a movie theater,
right.
Get a little handsy, but it's another
little handy
completely take up one of the aisles, fucking going at it.
I mean, when on a slow date, because have you ever been in a movie theater where there's only you two?
Well,
yeah, a few times.
Right. So I mean,
Never.
So you
get a million years it didn't cross my mind there's not that many of us in here. Let's fucking
get away
downtown.
with have sex right now.
Yeah.
Get away with it. Nobody would notice. And if they did, they wouldn't say anything.
Because first of all, in my head, there's a dude up above me in that window, fucking also watching the film and peering down at people eating popcorn, possibly getting jerked off. So it never in my mind is
you guys be connected.
Even in a dark movie theater, I'm always
air
I'm in a public space. Anybody could see or hear me.
Can I? Okay.
So,
in high school, I took theater classes. And the theater classroom is a little mini auditorium. And so it's very much like theater seats, you know? There's the little aisles and rows. And I know a girl, and it was a whole big thing. Everyone was talking about it because she caught 2 other theater students one was a theater student, one was a little weird little weeb girl.
Mood.
And it was his girlfriend, and she caught them fucking in the fucking like aisle, you know, just like
just doing it.
Yeah, like at lunch. And she went straight to the theater teacher, and she was like, so
someone's having sex.
Yeah, they're fucking right back there. The theater teacher looked at her and was like, well, at least they're not making as much of a disturbance as you are right now.
Oh my god.
And that was the fucking end of it. That was the end of it.
What?
The guy had no repercussions. The girl had no repercussions.
They just fucking wiped themselves down.
She looked at her and was like, why are you fucking snitching?
Yeah.
Huh? You think you're funny? You think you're cool? You're getting brownie points with the teacher?
Yeah, mum's the word, dick.
Oh my god. Yeah, shut up, virgin.
Insane.
I know. There was a lot of shit that went. I mean, you guys also have high school stories where like there's.
Oh yeah.
It's surprising the stuff that like just got swept under the rug.
That's
their favorite thing to do is just sweep shit under the rug. Nobody ever wants to talk about anything that happens like that.
Don't I know? I had to make the rugs.
Fuck.
So was there any more to that?
No.
I'm telling you that you just flat out said, yeah, you just fuck somebody.
Well, it wasn't
I
like
wouldn't care.
it was it wasn't like encouraging like me to do so. But he like I remember him telling me like I can only imagine like that I've gone through entire movies without checking how many times it's happened and I haven't caught it. But like it's like a popular thing. It's like there are plenty of people who will like just get a little frisky in the movie theater, and it's not hard to imagine for me that there are people who are like, you know what, let's take it a step further.
Fuck it.
Jesus Christ.
We won't get caught, and if we do, who cares? What are they gonna do?
Right.
That's fucking crazy.
Tell me to stop.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Touch me?
Knock it off.
Get this fucking spray bottle. Stop. Get off of it.
Hey, you better stop that.
I feel like the protocol for that
just keep going.
should be to call the police.
Public indecency.
Yeah.
People fucking in the movie. Like, you think that shit goes down at Cinemark?
Oh yeah, dude.
Really?
I knew, because I know a bunch of people that work there, and one of them was telling me like, one time I had to go and I checked the movie, and I saw some kids, and they didn't really see me in there because it's dark. It was a dark part of the movie. I just walked in. And I saw them, and they didn't quite notice me, so I went out and told my boss, and we had to go in the back room and just look down. And he was like, "Yep, that person's getting a blowjob." All right, and he had to go escort them out of the theater.
God, how embarrassing must that be?
It's gotta be
mortifying.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, if you're
the
fucking dumb
walk
enough
of
to do some
shame.
shit like that, you deserve absolutely
100%.
every
Right,
second of
doing
that
something
mortification.
wrong.
Well, yeah, but like, holy shit! Like, imagine being like 16 years old and doing something stupid like that, and then you're never gonna fucking live it down ever.
Think about what you do.
Think about like after they break up.
Oh fuck! This is a terrible memory they have. Remember that time I got arrested for blowing your dumb
Yeah, I'm not allowed to go to any Cinemark location in the United States.
I'm banned from Cinemark.
We have to go to some other fucking theater.
And that's where we come in.
Get all the Cinemark for retail.
Where the movie, we design a movie theater specifically for fucking people who are.
For nasty.
All right, you guys enjoy your movie. Walls are soundproof.
Condoms are up here. Lube's in the front.
There's a little bed down by the screen.
Right.
Okay.
I feel like we're not drawing the
moist
line
towel
anywhere.
lips.
It's like that episode of Nathan For You where they're talking about like they put the cameras in the movie theaters to catch people sharing snacks, but really the guy's like, this is actually going to help us in a different way where we have all kinds of perverts coming in. They come to kids' movies and they try to like masturbate or try to come talk to kids or anything like that.
Oh, God.
I feel like that's basically what we're just attracting the people that those movie theaters kick out, and they're like, get the fuck out of here, you pervert. And they're like, well, I mean, this movie theater's for the people who were rejected by it.
Oh, it's not like that at all. I don't want to make it seem like we're in any way advertising. Like, come fuck in the theater.
Come fuck in my place.
I'm very...
So it's basically like a swingers club or like a sex club, but there
just have
also
a movie.
happens to be a movie playing up in the background.
There's not even a movie screen. There's just a shit ton of like those metal fold-out chairs, and then like an old like what are those those big huge like I forgot what those TVs were called, but the big huge ones with the with the huge backs, CRTs I think. That's what they're called.
You're focusing
like
too much on it.
Yeah. Speaking of CRTs, BRB. Take care of it while
I'm just gonna
Okay. Oh yeah.
While he's going to the bathroom. It's half the show going. What am I supposed to talk about?
I don't know, man. He's carrying the show. I'm just here to talk to you guys. I randomly laugh and like put in a comment every once in a while. I'm not really.
Do you think he's gonna go back and listen to this?
Oh, I hope so. He'll probably keep it in to piss us off.
We should take advantage of him.
Right.
Or of him.
Let's take advantage of Trevor.
Let's take advantage of the mic time that we have.
Right.
Knowing that he will possibly go back and listen to this.
Yeah.
Is he going to? Wait, is he going to?
He said he has
pee?
to go pee. Yeah.
This is like the 10th time he's peed.
Well, he drinks a fucking
We had
gallon
an
of water the
intermission where we
entire
peed.
time he's here. He's peed 4 times since he's been here.
Do you think drinking more water has like an effect on your bladder like that? Like the more
when
you
you're
fucking...
constantly drinking, your bladder gets filled up constantly.
Do you think the bladder's like a muscle and it would get like more adapted to it, or do you think it would straight up just be like a hose that's just getting used and getting stretched out, and now that's why he has to pee all the time because he's just rushing.
He never stops drinking
he's rushing
water.
more than the average human being puts water through their system.
Exactly.
Now he just has to piss like every fucking 5 or 10
Why are you
minutes.
talking about me? There is so much to talk about.
Yeah.
You are a young married couple who has been
Right.
trying for a child. You have a child. You have a
Right.
good living situation.
Right.
You have so much history between you two. And as
You
soon
want
as
to
I
give
leave,
a
you're like,
fucking spiel about our whole relationship. The 5 seconds it takes you to take a fucking leave. Like,
I just figure there's so much history and everything between you two, and so many inside jokes, so many things to just be like, let me talk about my cute little married thing. But no, I leave the room and you're like, you know how much Trevor fucking pisses a day?
You want to hear all
I
that?
drink a gallon of water. Yeah, I piss.
Go listen to episode 2 of John Gone West podcast.
yeah.
The Dead podcast.
It's dead. We
It's
don't
not
do
dead.
it anymore.
I think you should.
It's in like a very hard
am gonna come back to it
hiatus
eventually.
right now.
And the comeback is going to be crazy.
Crazy.
It's going to be way more hyped than the original podcast ever was because nobody even knew about it.
Yeah, see, that was some good little bouncing back and forth. I just wish you could have done it not about me peeing.
Okay, I'm sorry, Trevor.
I can talk about you pissing all day long.
Same.
Really? All right, let's do it right now.
Okay. What color is it?
What color do you think it is?
Very, very, very light yellow. You are very hydrated.
All right, and your guess?
I'm going with clear. I'm going straight clear.
All right.
It's nothing but water.
Nothing but net.
All right, here we go. It's red. I don't know why.
I don't know why. I haven't been to the doctor in 5 years. It's fine.
Took a couple hard hits to the kidneys.
Right. Huge.
Now it's red. So, probably all right.
I know it looks
Both of you were wrong.
I feel like I have no room to be concerned about your health, though, because you look incredible compared to me.
I don't know about all of that.
All you drink
I think you look better in the face
water.
than I do.
Although you
A
think
lot
so?
better. Yeah, your face is a lot more symmetrical.
'Cause it's covered with a beard.
Put together. Well, even when you didn't, I don't know. I always thought facially you have a better little structure there than I do.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You noticed something missing?
Your piercing, your nose piercing's gone.
Yeah, I woke up and it was just gone.
Yeah.
You don't know where.
No, it just
Like I used to
got
have
caught
like
on
one of the
something.
hoop ones
Yeah.
where it was kind of like think of a nail that
Yeah.
was just curled, so you put it in and then the head of the nail keeps it in.
Right.
And the way it was pierced, it kind of like was pierced at an upward angle to where the nail would kind of sit at an upward angle. It would have that weight instead of being flat up against the inside of my nostril.
Yeah.
It would kind of just sit there at an angle and have that weight. It would pull out. So I toss and turn a fuck ton when I sleep. Like I move like a fucking just like in a constant
You notice one
tangent,
side of
like,
your
flailing my
nose like getting just a little beefier, a little more toned.
But when I move, it just kind of, grabs it on the pillows and sheets and blankets and
Right.
whatnot. Eventually it pops out and just slides out because it already has that weight pulling down on it. So it just needs to
Yeah.
just kind of come right out. So, but this time I had the L bar in, which is literally it's a shape like an L, and then has the stud that keeps it in this way, and
Right.
the flat bar that keeps it that way. And you even when I had to kind of half pull it out to clean it, it would kind of hurt and it was kind of firm. But I just fucking woke up and it was gone. I didn't feel anything. Like, even if I tried to take it out myself, I could, like, physically feel it. Because they're like, it hadn't quite healed what it needed to be, but it's been in there for a while. But it was enough to, like, if I tried to move it, I could move it freely. If I tried to take it out, it would hurt a lot.
It kind of reminds me, because there might be a reason why that is. And I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I could be drawing from two completely different medical experiences. But when I had my catheter, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, have you ever had a piercing?
Oh, God.
No,
I didn't think so.
That's not what I thought you were.
Pretty much.
Have you ever had
Have you ever even had a catheter? Poser. Name 5 of their songs right now.
Yeah. So it closed.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly because I went half the morning before I just rubbed my face and I felt my nose and I was like, oh fuck, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Where do you think that's going to turn up? How long do you think it's going to be before it turns up?
Last time we lost one, it took like almost a solid month before we found it.
Okay, that's way faster than I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking like your
I
son's
still have
graduating.
one, I'm just missing the other. But
infant
I tried
son's
putting it in and it was already closed, so it doesn't really matter.
Let's say your infant son's like graduating high school and you wake up and you're like, today's the big day. I finally get to, I say goodbye really.
My little boy.
From here on out, he's going to college. I'll send him off in a few months. Today's the first day for really the rest of his life, and you're like really proud, and you step out of bed right onto the fucking earring or the nose ring. You're like, hey, what the fuck?
There it is, and like
sorry, Lou, can't go to your graduation, gotta go get my nose re-pierced.
like the Force connection and a lightsaber, it'll just like brings me back through all the memories and shit.
Oh god.
My nose starts bleeding and I fall to the ground and it's just like memories of me like pushing Louis on a swing and shit. Ever seen, that's basically ripped off. Have you ever seen The Butterfly Effect?
No, I don't
It's
think so.
like a 2000s movie with Ashton Kutcher. It's like some weird...
Oh, I loved him in The Office. Go on, sorry, The Butterfly Effect.
Yeah, no, but it's weird. Like it's you should definitely watch it if you get the chance. I think it might be on Netflix. I think I saw it on there. But it's about Ashton Kutcher, and it starts out he's the kid. His dad's like crazy, and he gets locked up in prison. Then he goes to prison to see him. He has all this traumatic shit, like he gets touched. Happened in his childhood, and then he grows up to be Ashton Kutcher.
Hey, wait a second.
Not me.
Hey!
I'm suing.
Anyway, he grows up to be Ashton Kutcher, and he fucking has this journal where he wrote down all these things throughout his life, and then every time he reads them, he like time travels and he does some weird, crazy shit. It's weird. It's like some psychological shit, and he like has his brain power, and it's weird, and he fucking nosebleeds, and he freaks out. It's definitely worth the watch, though. It's very crazy. You ever watch My Name Is Earl?
No.
Okay. The quality
What a jump off.
series, but do you know what? Do you know what I'm talking
Have you
about?
ever seen My Name Is Earl?
Do you know what show I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know Earl's brother, that kind of
Randy.
chubby guy, Randy?
Yeah.
He's in it, and he plays Ashton Kutcher's dorm roommate.
Uh-huh.
And he's like this crazy goth guy, and he's got like spiky hair that like comes up really far, and he's got like black lipstick. Oh, it's great.
Have you seen About Time?
No.
No, it's like a. I think it's like British. I haven't seen it all the way through, but my friend Weston told me about it. I sat down to watch it with my family, but I ended up having to like go to work. I think back when we still worked at Domino's or something like that.
Yeah.
But so I didn't get to finish it, but I was really excited to, even though I never went back to it. That was months ago. But anyway, so the premise though is that there's this family, right? It follows this guy, and his dad pulls him aside at the beginning of the movie and is like, hey, listen, we have this ability. If you go to a really dark place, like a closet or under a bed or something, close your eyes really tight and think of a memory, you can time travel back there. And he was like, it's fucking really funny. Yeah, I get it. My 18th
like
birthday.
The Butterfly Effect.
Really? Well, anyway.
I'm joking.
Is this the one where he like time travels at one point before his dad died, or before his dad died?
Hey! Whoa! Spoilers!
Oh, God.
I have not seen the movie. What the fuck? Weston literally told me he was like, this movie is gonna make you want to just go hug your dad. So I know that's the ending. I know that's it.
Can't relate.
Anyway, so yeah, but he goes in, he tries it, but yeah, he can. Essentially, you just reminded me of you were talking about the little time travel thing.
Yeah.
He used it to like fall in love with a girl, or apparently to visit his dead dad.
Well, the whole premise of that is like he can't go back on certain bits.
Can I just watch the movie?
Okay.
I'll watch.
Okay, watch it tonight.
Is it because you have a dead dad?
Yikes.
No, my dad's very much alive. Oh, my biological dad?
Oh,
yeah, that guy.
Dude.
That guy's dead.
It's so weird because like height is something. Do you guys have a ballpark as to like how tall you think your son's gonna be?
If he's,
Who knows?
I'm assuming anywhere between me and her.
Yeah, that's what I always grew up thinking. Is like it's.
I mean, I have a lot of family members who are like 6 foot, but I'm not even 5'1".
Okay.
So
I'm about 5'9".
it literally
I'm taller than my dad.
He could be as tall as me. He could
And
be
your mom?
taller than John.
I think I'm about as tall as my
know.
mom.
See, I think it's weird
tall.
how that works because there are like a couple like 5'5" parents and the kid's like 6'5".
I'm
He's
pretty
just
sure
towering.
just by his body structure, he's gonna be like 5'6". Is
Yeah.
what I'm guessing.
pretty sure he has the chest thing that I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit
When you feel his chest, you can
Little
kind
bit.
of feel it around his ribs.
cavernous.
It's like called pectus something.
Yeah, but just a little. It's not super common, but it's common.
Indentation in
You're
my
not gonna
chest,
die
yeah.
from it.
It's just a cosmetic thing.
Yeah, no, I always thought it was weird because like my mom's 5'6". I'm 6'2". My mom's 6'6", and my biological dad, because obviously I don't get genes from my stepdad. My biological dad's -6 feet.
Oh, good genes from
-6 feet. So,
Ooh,
You told me
Kobe.
those genes that I borrowed were from your stepdad, though.
they are. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're not funny. You're not funny. Wow.
Tragic.
We got a
Wore
fucking
those jeans
comedian
to my
over
brother's
here.
wedding. Those jeans have some stories going along with them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I know. When I wear them, I can see through your eyes.
Did we talk about on the podcast about what I did after my brother's wedding?
No, we never talked about it on the podcast because that was the first time I'd seen you in like the entire. I don't know. It was like it had been a couple weeks.
It was actually
so
before
you said
my
you're like,
brother's wedding.
I got some shit.
I don't know why I
to,
said after.
I knew what story you were talking about though, but yeah, you were like, I got some shit to catch you up on. It was crazy. So
It's crazy.
It was
I did it to
before.
myself for 2 months.
do you want to?
Well, I guess now that we're talking about it,
Well, yeah, you can't
Go
it's
go
ahead.
basically just my brother was getting married. We flew up there to Iowa to go to his wedding. Are you gonna be on your phone? And he already had a bachelor party, but he wanted to have another one with me there.
Yeah.
So he pretty much got a few of his like groomsmen and me and my brother. My brother was also a groomsman. I don't mean to like
Right.
the groomsman and my brother, the stepchild.
Fucking like Ed from The Lion King. That stupid fucking hyena. The greatest character in the movie.
I know you're just listening to Blue. So
Side tangent, real quick. I was a groomsman at my brother's wedding. Not the best man. You know how angry that made me? Because I'm his only brother. And his best man had been like his best friend since, first grade or whatever, right? But they had been kind of growing apart the last year. But he was like, you know what? I still love him. He's still my best friend in the whole wide world.
You guys have known each other since you breached a vagina.
Yeah, exactly. I grew up with this guy. And, we have stories. We love each other.
He hovered above
He
you
was my
while
man.
you masturbated.
Exactly. How
Did
cool.
the best man do that?
I'll tell you what the best man did do. A year later, he got married, made my brother an usher.
Oh, no.
Yeah, what a jackass, right?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Should have been me. I wouldn't have made you a goddamn usher. But no. Now you're going to be an usher at 2 weddings. Yeah. All right, go on. Sorry.
So, basically, we just went to a few bars the night before.
Right.
And
Naturally.
I usually don't go so hard. At least I haven't for a few years with my drinking.
Yeah.
But I figured, hey, I haven't seen my brothers in a while, and I might as well. And I drank 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 and eventually I was drunk as fuck.
I think that tends to happen. When you drank and you drank and you drank and
I
you
just
drank
had
and you drank.
beers and beers and
beers and claws.
and some claws, and there wasn't any laws, and
I mean, there kind of was.
just how it goes. Oh well, yeah, there was laws, but we're not going to talk about that. One of the funnier parts was my cousin. She was a stripper for a while,
right,
in the surrounding area.
Naturally.
And the guy that owned the strip club, he showed up to the bar where we were, and he bought everybody around. And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy! That's awesome! I gotta go thank this guy. Where is he?" And so they gave me like a chip. It was like a little, kind of like a poker chip to redeem for my drink.
Yeah.
And I went up, and before I redeemed the chip, I came up and found him, and I was like, "Hey, my cousin used to work for you, blah blah blah." And he's like, "Who is it?" And I was like, "This is her, blah blah blah," And he's like, "Oh, that's crazy. We gotta get more drinks." And so I got drunk as fuck even more after that. So, and then he, funny thing, which he did one of the greatest marketing things I've ever never thought of.
Yeah.
With owning a strip club, he bought a bunch of people drinks at a bar, and then he just threw his hands up and said, "Who's going to a strip club? Let's go!" And a huge crowd of people just started shuffling towards the front door, and he literally just got so many customers to just follow him to his bar. That's incredible.
It is, yeah.
He dropped about $100, and all those people are going to go just drop
though.
hundreds of dollars at the strip club,
Incredible.
which is fucking great. But I looked at my brother. I was like, "Are we going to the strip club?" And they're like, "No, we're going to a different bar." So we go to this other bar. By the time, or on my way out of the door, I stopped and I redeemed the chip, which I should not have done.
That's okay.
No,
chugged most
no,
of it.
I know. I've heard the story. I know how it ends.
Most of it, left the rest of it. My brother, who wasn't really drinking, not the one that was getting married, the other one, wasn't really drinking that night, thank God, drove me to the next bar where I proceeded to just go up, order a water, and sit there and just kind of doze off until I eventually went into the bathroom and started calling for dinosaurs.
Right.
Which is a term for...
praising the porcelain gods.
Yeah, vomiting my ever-loving heart out, black vomit. Which, if anybody else has ever vomited black vomit, they know that that's a telltale sign of alcohol poisoning. So I come out of the bar, or the bar bathroom, and the bartender says, the bartender says,
it's not even a joke. Okay. Go on. I know what the name of the episode is.
Bartender says of a rabbi. He's like, "Yeah, we got a new policy. If you throw up, you gotta fucking go." Which is kind of redundant if you think about a bar. It's the goal is to come and fucking just spew this poison into your gullet until you eventually, inevitably fucking start throwing up. And then when you do, they're like, "Oh, you just dumped a bunch of money. Get the fuck out."
They don't want to clean that shit up. Understandable.
To be fair, though, I didn't pay any money there. The water was free, and I was already fucked up when I got there.
Did they have shack time?
They did not have shack time, unfortunately. So my brother takes me home, and there's all this other drama going on with them that I won't get into. Just a bunch of like hangover type stuff, like people getting lost, somebody spending the night in the woods, a bunch of crazy stuff. My story goes on to when I get home. I kind of just, to my brother's house where we're staying, I just stumble in and go, and I fall like face front on the couch. Yeah. And I fell asleep there for about, I think it was like 3, maybe 4 hours before I eventually woke up. Still, holy shit, drunk. Yeah. But I had to piss so bad. Like, my bladder is so full. And I never got to piss because I was busy
puking,
yeah.
You know me.
Yeah.
Puking.
You know I
Can't wait for Louie to hear this someday.
Yeah.
So, my brother...
I don't know if I want your son listening to Caps Off. I don't want my mom listening to Caps Off.
The internet will be long destroyed before Louis can understand this, as well as half this country.
Let's fucking hope so.
Just ask the guy from Papa John's.
The reckoning is coming.
Well, before Papa John's Day of Reckoning, anyone want to admit they got a crush on me?
So I knew my brother had his house has a few levels.
Yeah.
I knew there was a bathroom upstairs and one kind of downstairs. So I decided to go for the one downstairs because me drunk didn't want to climb up. I would rather go down. So I started walking down the stairs.
Yeah, I know you would. Oh! Got him! Sorry, go on. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm better than that.
I'm better than that.
So I take like 2 steps down the stairs and I just fucking slip and fucking tumble the rest of the way down. I completely blow my knee out, which the part that I didn't know until the next day was that's it's like halfway. I don't know what these kind of stairs are called. They go down one way, then there's a level, and then they go down the other way.
Yeah.
So down the first set of stairs, to the left is where the bathroom is, and I just kept going down the stairs down into the basement.
Where there's another bathroom.
Where there's a bathroom, but there isn't quite like a toilet or anything, and there's just a shower and a sink. I thought I was making it to a toilet. I made it to the shower. Yeah. And I'm thinking, like, I'm barely, like, my eyes just aren't even really open at this point. I'm just kind of going based off of memory and what I'm not running into when I'm shuffling through the darkness of the basement. But, so I start pissing in the shower.
Naturally, of course.
Who wouldn't?
The knee that I blew out just kind of, like, was hurting, and then I just eventually just gave out, and I fell. Still pissing, and I just started pissing all over my front and my jacket and my jeans and shit until I was done, and I just kind of laid there and just for a while before I eventually zipped my pants back up.
Didn't change.
Stood up, no changing, no taking anything off. Shuffled back upstairs and face front back down on the couch where I like soaked the couch in what my clothes were soaked in, which was my own piss.
God.
And
why didn't you drink it?
Woke up the next morning to my wife with McDonald's.
Yeah.
Asking me what the fuck happened.
Well, what happened was his brother brought him back home or whatever. And then I was on my way back, and I had stopped by McDonald's on the way because I was like, he's pissed drunk. He needs something to eat before he goes to bed. Otherwise, he's going to be useless tomorrow.
Little did she know I was too far gone.
He was already... by the time I walked in the door with Louis, he was already fucking gone. Like, completely gone. I tried to wake him up. I, fucking fanned the burger in front of his face. I, slapped his face a little bit, tried to get him to eat something. He was fucking 100% dead. I took his arm and fucking dropped it, and it was just the heaviest thud. So I ate McDonald's French fries in somebody else's bed with Louis at 1 a.m.
And I slept in my pee pants.
I didn't know it was 1 a.m. because the first time you told me that story, you said so the morning, and you didn't say how early it was. So I pictured this happening in the daylight, on a new day, a nice, fresh.
No, but the next morning is when I felt the full force.
Right before the fucking wedding.
Yeah.
Every groomsman or man involved is so fucking hungover because they spent all night drinking when they're like, we're going to go have a beer at the bar.
Yeah.
A beer turned to 30, so...
I got up in the shower to
laid in the shower for an hour straight with water pouring down him. I brought him a fucking cheeseburger in the fucking shower so he'd eat something.
Well, that sounds great.
I took a bite and then eventually got out.
Threw up. So much. Oh, God, it was so bad.
No, I took a bite in the shower, and then, my stomach hurt like I was gonna throw up, and I just kind of, on my hands and knees at the bottom of the shower, just, for my life. Until I got out of the shower, and then I laid in bed naked, and then I was like, bring me one of those cheeseburgers. I just took, a big, huge whiff of it just to make myself turn to a trash can and just,
Also, there's a house full of people trying to get ready for a wedding while he's doing this. I'm trying to get ready. I'm trying to get the baby ready.
Absolute fucking villain.
What did baby wear?
Overalls. Jean overalls, because it was a Midwestern wedding. So
good for him.
Yeah.
He was handsome.
He looked so fucking cute. He had John Deere overalls.
My brother had jaundice.
Jaundice boy.
So funny.
You guys did talk about McDonald's. And speaking of which,
McDonald's
I want to get McDonald's after this. It's 10 o'clock. We're at an hour and 5 minutes. You wanna wrap it up?
Yeah. I love how every time you come here to record, you fucking leave and get McDonald's.
Or you go get McDonald's and then come back for a little bit.
Like I said, it's I've Pavloved myself. Like I was saying when I was leaving, walking away. When did I say this? Oh no, I was talking to John way earlier.
Before.
I was talking to John about it, but I've like, if you don't know, Pavlov is a scientist who like trained dogs to salivate at the ring of a bell.
Yeah, like the episode of The Office.
I did that with this stupid game I play called Yellow Car, where you see a yellow car, you say yellow car. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
And so now sometimes I'll see something like bright yellow, and my brain will start like I'll start kind of freaking out and saying like, I need to do something right now. There's something that needs to get done, and then I'll remember like,
car.
Exactly. And I'm just looking at like that fucking cup right there this whole time, like. But and I did it with like Reservoir Dogs. Like every time, like the first like 3 times I watched it, I went and got Little Caesars, sat down and watched it because I really like that movie. I think it might be in my top 3.
Which is dangerous for you because I was at your house like not a few weeks ago, and you were just like you take your exercise and your diets pretty seriously. You're literally just eating a fucking grilled chicken breast.
I've had over 40 pizzas in the last 30 days.
Mark Shapiro should be in jail.
He's not even in the pizza category.
God, I love that video so much.
So yeah, now just whenever I watch Reservoir Dogs, I'm like, I want Little Caesars, or vice versa. When I eat Little Caesars, I'm like, I gotta watch Reservoir Dogs. And now it's becoming
so
a point.
Good.
It's such a good movie.
So good.
You're missing out. It's one of the 9.
That's another thing that I
have not seen most of the 9.
That's true.
You probably would have found it eventually.
Maybe.
And Nathan for you, that's another thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I turn you on to a lot of things.
You turn me on in general.
He put you on.
That's what I'm talking about. Shake my hand.
Shaking hands. But yeah, I did that here. Now when we sit here and we record, I'm like, I'm really feeling McDonald's. So
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking get McDindin.
McDindin.
Thanks for listening to episode 7. We'll see you guys.
Hemorrhoids.
Dinner.
He does have hemorrhoids. Dinner.